local radio station.
For local people.
103.2 Preston FM.
Your community radio.
And you're with the world's local radio station, broadcasting live from Preston. It's Chat City, Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. And wherever you are worldwide, a very good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and even good night to you. But thank you for being with us. Now, you often hear people say that family entertainment is no longer around. Well, that couldn't be farther from the truth, because Cirque Du Hilarious is an award-winning father and son duo, Clive Webb and Danny Adams, who for over 15 years have been bringing the magic of circus and myth of comedy to audiences across the UK. And I'm pleased to say on the phone right now is Clive. So a very good afternoon, Clive.
Hi, Huey, how are you?
I'm fine, and lovely to speak to you. And it is true that sometimes people struggle to actually find family entertainment these days, but one thing that you're certainly keeping alive is that.
Yes, and it is family entertainment. I mean, that's what we are striving to get to. It's not just something that makes the kids laugh. A lot of things are kids' shows where mum and dad go and won't take the kids and get thoroughly bored. And on the other side of the thing, what appeals to the adults, when the kids come with them and the kids get bored. The idea was that we try to make the whole lot of them laugh and have a good time. That's the whole family, you know.
And Clive, I think I'm right in saying that you have been in show business 1 or 2 years now?
I have, yes. Yeah. Well, I guess since I left school, basically. Yeah, that was, 12 years ago.
Yes. How did it all begin? I mean, how did you get into show business?
Well, actually, it's a long time ago. I was in the 60s, was in pop groups and bands, and one thing led to another. We got a contract to go to Germany to play for the American bases, and got dropped in. Ended up in London with no work, no money. So I came back home to Sunderland, where I lived at the time, with my parents, and the circus came to town. And they advertised for a drummer. I applied for the job, I got the job, and I was with them for quite a lot of years. The next year, I went back as a clown, and they taught me all the circus skills.
Wow. And, I mean, you've appeared on, you also auditioned for Opportunity Knocks. Was that in the days when Huey Green introduced it?
It was indeed, yes, Huey Green, yeah. Yes, fans, we want to see him. Famous catchphrase. Yes, I came second on Opportunity Knocks. Then Bernie Flint beat me, and Bernie Flint beat everybody. He won it every time. He won the whole series.
Wow.
So that was that. But a certain television producer, Michael Hurl, who was doing a TV show called Seaside Special at the time, happened to see me, and I jumped out. He signed me up for that, and I did quite a few of them. It was great, yeah. And then came other things from that.
I mean, they must have been really interesting days. Was Opportunity Knocks, was it then at the ABC television studios in Didsbury?
Yes, but Opportunity Knocks was done at Teddington Lock.
Ah, right.
For Thames Television, and there was all the area televisions were going, where there's not so many of them now, making their own programs, which they don't do so much anymore. They farm them out to other companies. And it was a different situation. I mean, you had all the working men's clubs, which was a great training ground for people. I mean, there was social clubs everywhere in Wales, the North East, everywhere, North West, all over the country. And unfortunately, they've practically all gone. And the ones that are there now don't use cabaret very much. Mm-hmm. That was one. They had all the theatre clubs, like the Bailey Organisation, Batley Variety, all those clubs, and they were going. And sometimes you were doing 2 or 3 clubs a night, 7 days a week. There was lots and lots of work. That's all gone. It's such a shame that there's nowhere for the younger generation to learn those sort of skills. You know.
Yeah. Have you never thought, Clive, or maybe you have done, which I apologise if you have you never thought of writing a book with all these memories?
No, I haven't. No, people keep asking me, because there's some ludicrous things have happened, obviously, through the years, especially with the slapstick stuff and what have you.
Yeah, because I mean, again, well-known programs of the day: Crackerjack, Sooty Show, Ronnie Corbett, etc., Junior Royal Command Performance. And I was saying earlier that certainly a hero of mine, because I used to love Tis Was, a Saturday morning. A Saturday morning for me just wasn't Saturday morning unless I tuned into Tis Was. And I think you did a few years with Tis Was, is that
I
right?
did quite a few years with Tis Was, yes, and quite a lot of happy memories from Tis Was days. Things like St Winifred's Girls Choir. They were all little girls under the age of 10, and they're all lined up and singing their hit, which I think was Grandma, We Love You. Grandma, we do. And as they were singing it, going down the line was Chris doing a voiceover, saying, and there's little Jane, and there's Margaret, and there's Elizabeth, and there's the Phantom Flanflinger, and there's the Phantom Flanflinger. What's he doing in there? And at that, it all erupted. There was about 4 phantoms that day. There was drop boxes above their heads and everything. And the little devils fought back. They fought back like demons.
Wow.
Brilliant. As opposed to the Welsh rugby team, which didn't stand a chance. They didn't fight back so well.
Clive, I'm sure you're bringing back so many memories to people who are tuned in. And again, I mean, the thing about Tis Was, I think it was one of the first live television children's shows that, as you say, actually had children within the studio when it was being broadcast.
That's right. Well, they had the children in the studio, but they also had the adults as well, because they had the cage. That's why I had such a huge adult following. I don't know whether you remember the cage, but there was always adults in the cage.
Yes.
And strangely enough, the people used to write in, unbelievable. I mean, there was always different professions or different groups of people. It would be 1 week it would be the police. You know, the police from such a town, they'd write in and they'd go in the cave. And or I can remember some vicars, a load of vicars being in there.
Yes.
And they used to stay in there all morning, and all that used to happen was, at every little break, we used to throw some more water and guns or baked beans over them, you know.
Wow, lovely. Hey, lovely stuff, dear me. So what about, I mean, over the years, given that these days, we live in a kind of media-savvy life, particularly young people with social media, has comedy changed with children, do you think?
No, I don't think it's changed. Not at all. The same things make them laugh, you know. As long as it's done well, the slapstick routines, the custard pies, all that sort of stuff. And there's a way of doing it, and those sort of things, and that is what we are doing now. And we never fail to make them laugh. It does make them laugh. I do think that perception sometimes is different. They come into a theatre and they don't quite know what to expect. They would sit there with a mobile phone, texting away in the middle of it, you know. But we have to stop all that. Oh, yeah.
And you're now you're on Central Pier in Blackpool from 21st of July to the 31st of August. So
right, yeah.
And also it is something of a family show, isn't it? Because is it your 2 sons that are in the show with you?
Yes, my 2 sons are in the show. Yeah. I mean, Danny Adams, who myself and Danny have been a double act for 20 years now. And we've been doing panto for all those years as well, up in Newcastle, where we've been for many years. And my other son, Nick, he's with us as well. He's absolutely, well, he has his own following, but his humour is so far off the wall you wouldn't believe it. I mean, he can actually get away with doing nothing. Absolute rubbish he can get away with, and people are howling with laughter. It's very Tommy Cooper-esque. It's just one of those wonderful things.
Yeah, sounds a little like Tommy Cooper, doesn't it? Who just walked on stage, didn't do anything, and everyone would fall about laughing.
I can remember seeing Tommy Cooper, and that's exactly what happened. They used to introduce him in his cabaret act, and the band just played his theme music, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. And the band started to stop bit by bit, and then there was silence and nothing. And people tears rolling down their faces. And when the laugh started to dip, you would get and up it would go again, you know. And then the final tag of it, he used to say, "Can somebody get a key? Get me out of this dressing room, please." And woof, it would go up again. And when he actually walked on, it was virtually a standing ovation.
So I would take it then, Clive, that to keep the attention, particularly of the children, that it's a very fast-moving show.
Yes, it has. It has to be fast. I mean, the television today, whichever way you look at it, I mean, if you look at the soaps, the Coronation Street, the EastEnders, all the storylines last, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then they're on to another storyline, then on to another story. And that's basically what we're trying to get at as well, the way it rattles on, you know.
And
so it doesn't get a chance to get bored.
And also you've got dancers in the show, and there's also Clown Force. So tell us a little about the content of show so that we can get our listeners to come along with the families.
Well, Clown Force is a rock band, and we think we're the only sort of clowny comedy like rock band like this in the world, really. And we all play. We all actually play as well. I mean, we can get away with a good tune, you know. But unfortunately, we've never actually managed to finish one before some disaster has happened. Either an amplifier's blown up or the piano's gone down or something like that. But all in a very funny way.
Yes, yeah. And the show is on afternoons, isn't it, over there? As I say, it's at the Central Pier in Blackpool.
3:30 every afternoon, except for Friday. Up till the 31st of August.
August.
I'm getting my dates mixed up. Oh dear.
And you do a lot of tours still around the UK with the show?
As soon as that finishes, we're back to Butlins, and we do all the Butlins family weekends, and we're there all through half term. That at all their 3 holiday parks, and then that takes us up till the end of October, beginning of November. And then we start with the pantomime rehearsals on the 10th of November for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in the Theatre Royal at Newcastle.
So a full year, and pantomime still going strong then?
Pantomime up there for us last 8 weeks. The actual run is 8 weeks, and it's practically sold out already, which is great. It goes on sale for the next year, the day of the year of that pantomime opens. So the first day this pantomime opens this year, next year we'll go on, and we're doing Dick Whittington next year. We're doing Snow White this year.
And it must be a nice feeling, Clive, being live in Blackpool, because I mean the history of entertainment in Blackpool, as we all know, is quite something. Sadly, when you look at a lot of our resorts around the country now, there are many resorts where you find little entertainment. So for you to be part of the entertainment of Blackpool must be quite something.
It is. It's a privilege. I mean, it is the entertainment capital of the UK, without a shadow of a doubt, isn't it? I mean, it's great. The illuminations, all the things, the pleasure beach, everything that they've got, the tower. I mean, there's a lot of people come to Blackpool. I think it's slightly changed over the years, where they used to come for a week. I think there's quite a few different types this time. Some people come for a week, some people come for 3 days, and a lot of people just come for a day out. So it's a different sort of clientele.
Well, good luck with the rest of the run there in Blackpool. And for our listeners, it's on at the Central Pier in Blackpool daily, and it's on until the 31st of August. And I'll give you the contact details soon. But a big thank you to Clive Webb for talking to us this afternoon.
That's been a pleasure.
So enjoy the rest of the day. It's your day off then today, is it, Clive?
It is my day off, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to go and put my feet up now, even as we speak. Oh, there they go. They're going up. And don't forget, one good turn gets all the duvet. By Jove, yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, Clive. Enjoy the day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
103.2 Preston FM.
Your community, your radio.